For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefe D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It is far from over.
Tupac's 1996 case has potentially just been solved by the Las Vegas PD, but the arrest that was made wasn't as ordinary as one would imagine. The person who took Tupac's life had been hiding in plain sight this entire time, spending their time bragging about executing someone who many consider to be the greatest rapper of all time. Now, he didn't just go around saying this only one time, but he did so on 14 different occasions. This has led many to believe that the police have arrested the wrong person on purpose as a cover-up. But let's really break everything down and talk about how the suspect, Keefe D, was arrested for the case of Tupac, and how Diddy could potentially be locked up for ordering his execution. When news hit the streets that Tupac's life was tragically ended in Las Vegas because of a drive-by shooting, it sent chills throughout the rap community. This left fans in utter heartbreak. His demise led to him immediately being labeled as one of the most influential figures within the hip-hop genre. Not only had he influenced some of the greatest artists of this time, but some even claim he's the reason they even decided to make music in the first place. Tupac's case was one that had everyone scratching their heads, as the mystery of the man behind the trigger left everyone with more questions than answers. When no one could come up with a culprit, people began pointing their fingers at the man behind the wheel, Suge Knight. At the time, this seemed like the right person to blame, as rumors of Tupac wanting to leave Death Row were beginning to circulate. This caused Knight to get mad since he was the owner of Death Row Records. But when Suge Knight was asked about this, his response was, "Tupac would have cussed you out."
There was a report earlier this week in the New York Post that Tupac was looking to leave Death Row Records. Is that true?
You should answer that. You don't take a person like Tupac, who, if you listen to every song on All Eyes on Me, every song on Machiavelli, every time he do an interview, what's the first thing he say? Death Row. Tupac loved Death Row. Tupac loved me, I loved him. I mean, Tupac took Death Row to the next level. I mean, we worked hard, and we laid the foundation down, and Snoop took the baton, he ran with it, and he did a great job with it. When Tupac got the baton, not only did he win the race, he finished so fast that he was able to sit back and drink some Thug Passion and come up with another plan. I mean, if you'd asked Tupac that question, that was he planning on leaving Death Row, he definitely would have cussed you out.
Decades later, we're now finding out how Knight may have been telling the truth all along, as new evidence has emerged linking Dwayne Keith, also known as Keefe D, to the murder of Tupac. Keefe D is also recognized for being a member of the Southside Compton Crips and for his various appearances with DJ Vlad. Little did we know these interviews that were posted by DJ Vlad held the truth about the whole ordeal, which would set everyone's mind at ease. In these interviews, Keefe D claimed that Sean Diddy Combs ordered the hit, allegedly telling him, "Man, I want to get rid of them dudes," referring to Tupac and Knight. In part 14 of DJ Vlad's interviews, things get a little strange because Keefe D tries not to incriminate himself. He also seemed to get a bit nervous, telling his story as if you had caught him red-handed.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one. Keep it streets on me. I ain't gonna go into detail on that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read from the book.
Well,
so
let them buy the book then.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna read this passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command, "Keep your hands where I could see them." Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the backseat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. I had heard some stories, supposedly that Suge used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying, but that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded, and he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
The crazy thing is this interview came out 4 years ago. Not only did he reveal this information to the public years before his arrest, but he even wrote a book describing everything that took place from his perspective in great detail. When the video was published, fans were furious because this interview also included interrogation audio of when Keefe was the #1 suspect but was never arrested, even after he openly admitted to the police that he was one of the only people in the white Cadillac.
Plane starts blasting, You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he look at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the
the line.
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their
Jumping
car?
in. I seen a bullet going Suge's head. I thought he was dead.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side. I would have popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
This alone should have been the smoking evidence that concluded this 27-year-old mystery case, but as it turns out, investigators turned a blind eye when the time came to interrogate Keefe D. This alone should have been the incriminating evidence that concluded the 27-year-old mystery case, but as it turns out, investigators turned a blind eye when the time came to interrogate Keefe D. But does his confession align with previous assumptions about that fateful night? This has led many people to believe that the entire event was simply a cover-up so the real trigger man could get away with the crime. One fan even said, Keefe D is trying to cover Knight's ass because he knows he was involved. That's been his alibi for years and he's sticking with it. You can get away with murder, but it will catch up with you in the long run. I know somebody that's doing 40 years for one but got away with many. Another fan commented, was Keefe D really involved? But why would you sell out your own nephew? Was it Knight? Was it Diddy? Did the police cover it up? Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of mixed emotions from all of the fans, and whether or not Keefe D is really the reason for Tupac's passing is really up to you, as this could be a possible cover-up to get Knight out of the spotlight and clear his legacy from any controversy, or just a last resort from the police to close this case once and for all. But let's take a look into what Keefe D had to say about this whole situation. Former Chief of Security at Death Row Records Reggie Wright Jr. has confirmed an increase in police activity concerning Tupac Shakur's still unsolved incident. This week, Keefe D addressed swirling rumors of an impending charge for the infamous case, responding to them in an interview after hearing Wright Jr.'s remarks. In a previous discussion with Wright Jr., where he expanded on the Tupac murder case, he indicated that Keefe D, who's widely considered an alleged accomplice in the drive-by, might be unsettled due to recent investigative movements. He said, let's put it this way, I bet Keefe D has been having the runs for the last 2 weeks, because yeah, they are knocking on doors, and there's some activity. Upon learning about Reggie's remarks, Keefe D engaged in a conversation with the Art of Dialogue, rebuffing the former Death Row security chief's comments, labeling him as being obsessed with him. In response to the comment about his potential charges, Keefe stated, not that I know of, adding, unless he's the US fucking attorney or something. I don't know, this dude is obsessed with me. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Keefe expressed further irritation with Wright. He said, I wasn't going to ever bring his name up again, and then described past interactions. He did that shit phone call, like a tap line or something. This is recorded, and he didn't let me hear the shit. I should sue him and that fucking RJ Bond. That dude is obsessed with me. He act like he want to give me some or something. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. He needs to leave me the fuck alone. He continued expressing his wariness over Wright, even referencing Mariah Carey's hit 2009 song Obsessed to emphasize his viewpoint. I'm tired of him. He's bringing up my name, Keefe stated. He brought up my name from day one. I am tired of him. I don't know what's wrong with the dude. He's obsessed with me. You heard of that song by Mariah Carey? In a different 2021 interview with the Art of Dialogue, Keefe D confessed to being in the vehicle with his nephew Orlando Anderson. He is often referred to as the prime suspect in Tupac's murder case, who intentionally fired on him. We just pulled up to the stoplight. They was making a right. There was about 17 cars, Keefe said. We just pulled up in the gutter lane and seen their and that first shot hit Big Boy in the head. I thought he was dead. Like, damn, he's dead. He didn't use him as a shield. The man was shot in the fucking head. Knight just ducked his head and the first bullet went in his head and Tupac was hit and he was trying to do a breakdance, trying to jump in the back seat or something. Looked like he was trying to jump up, but bullets was hitting his ass. Once that windshield was shot out, it was over. Yeah, Keefe D remembered every last moment of that night, never once feeling sorry or guilty for taking the life of a talented artist. He even went on to make a book recalling that brutal incident. But doing a crime comes with doing the time, and oh boy has there been a lot of talk about how his prison sentence will go, leaving some to believe that Keefe is just mere days away from being put 6 feet under, since well, most prisoners really look up to Tupac, especially as an idol, since he speaks from the heart and understands the struggle of living in hard situations. Although the motivations behind their actions were never disclosed, it is believed that they were retaliating for an incident that occurred just moments after the Tyson and Selden fight. This incident involved Tupac's entourage attacking an LA gang member. In retaliation for an earlier assault on another death row affiliate. In the face of the growing media storm, Keefe D's admissions, both in his book and public interviews, became all the more significant. Discussing the events surrounding Tupac's death, he wrote, "Tupac chose the wrong game to play." As Keefe D now faces legal consequences for his alleged role in Tupac's murder, it remains to be seen how the intertwined worlds of street culture, the entertainment industry, and the legal system will react. One thing is for sure, the quest for truth and justice in Tupac's murder is far from over. Let us know what you think is going to happen to Keefe. Will he be proven innocent and set free? Should he be locked up for a long time and deal with the punishment that awaits him? Or do you think this whole thing is just a cover-up for Night? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed, watch this next video.